Antioxidants are your body's silent protectors, shielding your cells every day. 20 years ago, Nu Skin made it possible to measure them, and today we've made it easier than ever. Back in 1999, Nu Skin introduced our very first biophotonic scanner. It was the size of a room, took an hour to calibrate, but for the first time ever, it could measure antioxidant levels non-invasively through the skin. Carotenoids are a kind of antioxidant that help protect your cells from damage caused by free radicals, helping to reduce inflammatory effects, support healthy cognitive aging, and strengthen your body's natural defenses. In 2002, we debuted a smaller, more portable scanner. It could measure antioxidant levels right from the palm of your hand using Raman spectroscopy, a technology pioneered a century ago by C.V. Raman. Then, in 2003, we launched our first commercial device, the S1. Smaller and smarter, it only needed 30 minutes to calibrate, and each scan took just 3 minutes, a major breakthrough in scanning science. Fast forward to 2006 and the advent of the S2. It was a competitive game changer. 33% smaller, 50% lighter. Calibration was cut to 5 minutes using 3 standards, and scanning took only 90 seconds. This iteration pushed the boundaries with real-time health insights and laid the foundation for future success. In 2009, we pushed even higher, literally, with the S2 Everest Edition. And to test it, we partnered with elite Sherpas who carried the scanner to over 17,000 feet at Mount Everest Base Camp. We scanned climbers before and after their ascent to see how extreme oxidative stress affected their carotenoid levels. Then, in 2013, we leveled up again. We launched the S3 scanner, a sleeker, smaller, Bluetooth-enabled device. We completely redesigned the user interface on the iPad, pushing portability to the next level. And the result? Scans that took just 30 seconds, making it faster and easier to scan large groups, anytime, anywhere. Now to scan the world. From Provo, Utah, this innovation went global, reaching 51 countries and over 25 million scans worldwide. But our journey is just getting started. Because we live in a world where wellness isn't just expert-driven, it's influencer-fed and social media-powered. Antioxidants were the original focus of the biophotonic scanner technology, and being able to non-invasively measure carotenoid levels was once considered groundbreaking. But the field has evolved. Today's wellness tech can track how you sleep, breathe, manage stress, and how your daily choices shape your long-term health. Technology has moved from measuring to understanding to predicting. And now, we introduce the next chapter, Prysm IO, your personal wellness companion. Small enough to fit in the palm of your hand, it's backed by science and clinically proven. Instead of scanning your palm, you simply scan your finger to receive your Prysm score, a measure of your skin's carotenoid levels. Prysm IO uses patent-pending spectral ray technology, which consists of hundreds of thousands of hyperspectral absorption measurements per scan to accurately assess light absorption in the skin. Then, a predetermined algorithm, driven by AI and referencing Raman technology, converts these measurements into your Prysm score. It sounds complex, but what it gives you is simple: clarity, confidence, and momentum toward your best self. Prysm IO is more than a device, more than data. It's intelligent wellness, Personalized, powerful, and designed for you. The future of wellness is here, and it's only just beginning. Say hello to Prysm.io.
The future of wellness is here. You guys, what a statement. I am Ricky Salvage, and I am your president of sales for North America, and I am excited to be with you here right now as we are on the cusp of something huge. I hope you guys are excited as I am. Now, before we jump into the lead up of Prysm, and then I have two incredible speakers that are going to share how they're running with Prysm. I want to have a little myth buster for you this morning. Here's what I mean. You guys, as I've been chatting with leaders all throughout the US and Canada, and I'm asking, are you excited about Prysm? So most people that have used and have been here around at Nu Skin for several years are like, yes, absolutely. I've done the scanner. I've done this. And now I'm ready to run with Prysm. For those that maybe have not used the scanner before, the original S3, right, are a little bit more timid. Also, when I ask that question, are you ready to run with Prysm.io? People that don't have a medical background are a little timid. And what I want you to know is that is totally okay. You guys, I don't have a medical background either. And I too, when I first came to this company, was a little intimidated about the scanner, what it meant. I didn't really understand it. But here's what I can tell you. I became a product of the product. I got scanned, learned I was red, which means you failed. Okay, that's like an F in school. I got red, started taking care of my health, started adding in supplements, and saw my score go up. And because of that, I can now share that experience with my friends and my family and my network. I don't have to be a scientist. I don't have to be a doctor. I don't have to be a nurse. I can share my experience. Now, guess what? In the conversations that I'm sharing with my family and sharing with friends, every single one of them is asking, well, how do I get scanned? How do I find out what I am? And so, Mythbuster, you do not have to previously be a scanner operator. You do not have to be a scientist. You do not have to be a doctor in the medical world to be able to use this as a business tool in your business. Okay? So, buckle up and let's get ready to learn all about the Prysm.io. All right, let's jump in. Okay, biggest thing to know is, are your supplements working? And until now, you actually have no idea. Again, before Nu Skin, I was taking several $100s worth of supplements that you get at the grocery store every single month. But how do you really know they're working? The only way to find out is you got to go to the doctor and get testing to see all of your levels. Well, guess what? Today, now in just 15 seconds with the Prysm.io, if we jump to the next slide, you can see in real time if your supplements are working, okay? And it's going to be this beautiful color, and the color is just not pretty. It's powerful. It's going to give you a clear, color-coded score revealing your body's carotenoid levels through light spectrum. Red is the lowest. Again, like in school, that's an F. And purple and blue, those are the highest. That's going to be like an A and A plus, okay? So these are your colors to help see your carotenoid levels from there. And you can do all of this in 15 seconds. So we have 20 years of scanning individuals, which means we have 20 million scans, this incredible database that no other company has. We're going to be scanning 5 wavelengths, and this is truly a breakthrough that is going to allow us to become the #1 beauty and wellness company out there. I hope you want to be a part of it. Okay, so think about this, you guys. In the Americas, only 9% of Americans are eating the recommended 4 to 5 cups daily of fruits and veggies. Now, I pride myself on being a healthy person, and I can tell you right now, I am not eating 4 to 5 cups. of fruits and veggies, even though all of my meals have it. Look at all those fruits and veggies there on the screen. That's 4 to 5 cups every single day. Are you doing it? Put it in the chat right now if you're doing it. I want to say good job to you. You guys, 90% of Americans are not getting enough fruits and veggies, even though you may be thinking that you are eating really healthy. Plus, the fruits and vegetables that we are getting today at a grocery store are not as healthy as if you grow them at your house, correct? If you grow them yourselves, you know what goes into them. But the ones at the grocery store, you don't know what's in those either. So how can we combat this lifestyle choice? Let's go to the next slide. Well, there are supplements, right? So healthy lifestyle can absolutely help reduce oxidative stress, but really, changing how you're sleeping, changing the amount that you're working out, changing how you're eating are extremely hard to do. But one of the easiest things that you can do to boost your protection fast is supplements that work. So, you guys, I wanted to let you know right now, year to date in North America, what are our top 5 subscription products? And let's look at these. Our number one product that's been around forever is Life Pack Nano. And you guys are doing an incredible job. We're actually up 52% on the year with Life Pack Nano. This means you guys are talking about supplements since January. Our number 2 subscription product in North America is New Biome, up over 100%. Number 3 is Meta. Number 4 is collagen, and number 5 is youth. And 4 out of 5 of these, nope, just kidding. 3 out of 5 of these are SCS certified, and the other 2 products also help our healthy lifestyle. So these are our top 5 products here on subscription for North America. Now, globally, you guys, the brand Life Packs, they have Life Pack and Life Pack Nano. I want you to know how big of a brand Life Pack is. And we do $5.6 billion in this brand alone, which speaks to what this product truly can do and what an incredible supplement that this product is. So globally, number one brand here at $5.6 billion. Okay, so let's talk about how to get healthy. We have products that are going to help reduce that oxidative stress, and we have products that increase your carotenoids. Those are all the ones that are going to be scanner certified on the right-hand side of your screen. But we also have incredible products that help us maintain a healthy lifestyle by reducing that oxidative stress. So as you're talking to your customers and you're finding out what their goals are when it comes to a healthy lifestyle, here is a great roadmap that you can start to look at. Okay, so dates. What do you need to know about the rollout of the Prysm IO? So in late September, all of our incredible Greece team elites and those that have qualified already for South Africa will be getting our test 2 version. We need our team elites out there testing it, trying it. There's also going to be an incredible app that our team elites are going to be testing with this. Then in November, we have a limited edition 300 units that we'll talk about. And then in December, for anyone who is a brand rep or higher in December, we'll be able to buy one. You guys, let's get to brand rep, okay? You're going to want to be able to get it first. And let's see how many new brand reps you can add in by December. Then we will be rolling out to affiliates sometime in February, and then a consumer launch in late June of next year. Okay, so this is our timeline. So how do you qualify for these limited edition 300 units that we're going to have? You guys, it's this beautiful purple, and it's a force for good. We'll teach all about that next time we get together, but it's going to be a force for good special edition with these 300 units. And my favorite color, purple. You're going to get this cute little case. You're going to get the stand. And of course, the actual device. So how do we earn this? Well, you got to get points. And we've been running this since January. And I promise you guys, we're going to get you an updated leaderboard here soon. But from January all the way through September, for those of you who are sponsoring and helping those people get to Star Affiliate, you're getting a point. For those of you who are creating new brand reps, you're going to be getting 4 points. For those of you who are creating new rubies, that's 10 points. And if you are a current scanner operator today, that's 2 points a month. So those of you who have been running, we'll get you an updated list on who's in the top 300 so far. And you still have through September to earn points. Now, let's see an exciting addition to these limited edition units. Top 20 point achievers. You guys, the top 20 point achievers, guess what? You don't have to buy your device. We're going to give it to you for free at live, okay? You're going to be presented on stage with your Prysm IO limited edition. You're going to have a professional photo session that evening that you can use for all of your social media. We are also creating a catalog that I'll show you here soon. We're going to put your picture in it for you to use to your customers. Plus, you're going to get some really cool swag. So keep sponsoring, keep getting those new affiliates and helping create new titles for those individuals. And I promise you're going to be earning points on this board. Here is just a quick sneak peek of a digital catalog that we're going to create for you guys that you will get at live that will help you talk about Prysm and carotenoids and the story and the products. We will also have a digital version that you guys will get. And for those top 20, you will get a personalized catalog. Okay, swag, top 20 achievers. You guys, this is really cute swag. We have a little like pill travel carrying case. You could also put powder in these for those of you that are traveling with your powders. We also, in the middle, you have a really cute, it's a pill case and then a Prysm IO sweater. Top 20 are going to get this as well at live. Okay, so that is enough from me. Here is the meat and the potatoes of this presentation today, you guys. So our very first speaker, I'm so excited to bring her on. She has been with Nu Skin for about 15 years, been a team elite for 7 years. She is a NTC Chief Ambassador and a COE1, and she has built her entire business with the S3. Kim Russell, welcome. We cannot wait to hear from you.
Oh, Ricky. Hi, everybody. Oh my gosh. I hope I can make it through without crying, but good grief. Yes, it's been a long time since I've been able to tell my story. And boy, has it evolved over the last 15 years. But thank you, Ricky, for having me. All of you guys. Good morning, Nu Skin, and all of you out there. I am Kim Russell, and I'm coming to you live from the back of Heaven's Hill inside my little cabin. It's a little quieter back here. But yeah, I found Nu Skin 15 years ago after I had left public education. I had been in public education for 25 years. My charity that I founded in 1999 was 11 years old, and I thought, well, I need to do something different. I have a charity that's doing amazing things for kids. We did a lot of equine therapy research for acquired brain injury. And I just wanted to go home and do that. But it's like you have 2 kids in college and 1 in high school, 22 horses that want to eat. It's like, what do you do? And back in 2010, wasn't a lot of nonprofit dollar. Economy was pretty rough. And so I sat in my pasture and I chatted with those horses and said the biggest prayer I'd ever said in my life. And I said, you know, God just put me where I need to be. Where is my purpose? What am I supposed to be doing? And so the next week I was on a plane headed to do research with some plant extracts for functional behavior. And of course, at 35,000 feet, God sets me next to a doctor, a neuro that is in the clinical trial for our very first epigenetic nutraceutical. It was called Vitality at the time. It's called R squared day today. And of course, for 3 hours, I vomited Morning Glory Ranch all over this man. And at the end of the flight, I'm like, where are you from? And he said, Waller, Texas. Well, that's literally across the tracks from where Morning Glory Ranch was. So I started listening. I said, all right, Lord, I'm listening. So we get back, and Dr. Bill and Julie Toth brought over the S2, by the way. We only had the S2 at the time, and a big old suitcase with laptop and cords and a big green thing the size of a four-hole toaster. And they set it up in my dining room, and said, "Okay, well, this will measure how well those mitochondria are protected." And so our Vitality product did just that. It was helping to regulate mitochondria. And I said, man, if I could turn these little engines on and I can measure these families, how well they're protected, then I'm going to be able to empower them to be able to go home and do something different with their children. And so that was where I put on blinders and I started measuring all the kids in the program, and really started to empower these parents to make those day-to-day lifestyle changes at home. But at the end of the day, these kids are, these parents are worn out. They're financially drained. They're time drained. They're emotionally drained. They had lost hope. They didn't know what to do. And they were coming to us, on a hope and a prayer that we would help their children. And I just took it personally and said, that's what I'm doing. And so I started to dive into our Nurse the Children initiative at the time, because, what better way than to get a bag of Vitamil in those parents' hands? And I thought, if I can at least give them something that would help, nutritionally for their kids, then we could start there. And so I was getting hundreds of bags donated to Morning Glory Ranch. We were having hundreds of bags donated to Malawi. Just really went on a mission to measure every kid on the planet. And so Carly Hill came along shortly after that, and you guys know she's a legend. But I was sitting in the car on, one of our many drives, and I said, man, I've got this vision. I can measure every child on the planet. I mean, that's like my goal. I want to measure every child on the planet. I want every parent to know that there are options, that they can do something different, that they're not trapped. And she looked at me and said, girl, that's your BHAG, your big, hairy, audacious goal. And that was the first time I'd ever heard that. And I thought, well, that's what it is. So I put over 100,000 miles a year on my car. Truman Hunt, which I was CEO at the time, and Scott Schwartz, president of the Americas at the time, used to call me the homeless team elite, because I was always gone. And I was measuring anywhere I could measure: coffee shops, libraries, restaurants. I even plugged a generator into this thing one time. I mean, I measured kids and families everywhere I could go, and it was just a mission for me. And then I, got word that, okay, we're going to get another version. And I kept saying, really? We're going to get another one. So the S3 popped out around 2013, and I thought I had just gone to heaven, because now I could chase kids around in 30 seconds. I could get that number, and I could do it on horseback. I could do it on hoods of cars. I could do it anywhere now. So now my world just opened up, where I could start to really visualize this BHAG. I was going to measure everyone. And on the flip side of that, you guys, solutions with our products, we're the only company that can guarantee them. So I was like, parents, you're not out anything if they don't work for your babies. So let's just go. And so we started racking up subscriptions for Vitamil, for nutraceuticals, the Force for Good products that we had. I was bringing those in, and we were just diving into what we could wrap around these families and really help them to have hope. And that's what drove me. So I tagged a line at Morning Glory Ranch called Bringing Hope Through Innovation. I trademarked that now for the charity, but we had the innovation that could bring parents hope, could bring families hope. And that is what brought me joy. And so I was on a mission. I'm gonna measure everyone on the planet. And so 2019, well, in there we had a little plot twist in our world. In the midst of all of this, around 2017, my son acquired his own brain injury after his senior year of football. So I, like everybody else, there's things that'll happen in your life that can make you or break you. And I thought to myself, this is an assignment. This is not a burden. This is not a punishment. God has given me an assignment. And so I took that as, all this knowledge that I had been given, to really hone it in and really do for my son what I thought I was doing and felt for these other families. I thought I knew what these other families felt because for 30 years I'd worked in atypical neuro in their homes with their kids, with their families. But until it was in my house, I didn't truly get it. And then I got it. And so fast forward, I helped on a committee in 2019, said, look, I've got to measure more kids. I can't measure enough with this. I've got a whole bunch of these out. I've got people helping me all over the world. They've got these devices and they're helping me get these people measured, and collect this data for us. And we need something smaller. I kept saying, we need something that can go in everybody's home. I need these parents to be able to do it on their own. And this was in 2019. So let's fast forward a little bit, and just let you know, my son started Texas A&M University yesterday. It was his first day of school. Whoop whoop. So lots of things there. I had a lot of hope because of our innovations and because of the people and the networks that we had built. Had prayer chains all over the world that were working with us and really keeping me up and going. And now, y'all, the BHAG is coming true. I'm going to be able to scan every child on the planet now. And when you set a vision out there that's that big, um, you just have to keep the blinders on and you have to keep going. And you have to know that our company has the innovation and they're listening. They know what we need, they know what the world needs. And so here it is. And now we're getting ready to do it. So I have a line that I kind of created after my son's brain injury was it's not if you need new skin in this family, it's just a matter of when. When are you going to need it? And are you prepared? Have you have you built the resources that you need? Have you helped enough people? What I do know is the money comes by default. I didn't have to worry about getting paid. I knew Nu Skin was rewarding me and bringing me abundance as long as I kept my blinders on and was mission driven to help people. And so we were able to donate a lot of that to the charity. And in turn, I was able to do a lot for my own family and my own son. So that I hope I kept within 10 minutes, Ricky. That's a kind of a short and sweet version, but you guys, we got our hands on something super huge, and anybody can do it. Anyone can use it. It's going to be life-changing for children and families, and I'm so excited about this Prysm IO. And when I get mine in November, it's on.
Oh my gosh, Kim, you were amazing. And you guys, my camera fell asleep. So give me a second as I your camera. You guys, I hope you can see me here soon in just a second. If not, you may just have to listen to me as we get going. Hold on, it's waking up. Hold on. Still nothing. Okay. Please hold. Well, Kim, you are absolutely incredible. Thank you for everything that you do. I know that you said that you were going to try really hard not to cry, and you did great. Well, guess what? I was tearing up listening to your story, and I've heard your story so many times. But we are so grateful for what you have done. Can you guys imagine Kim out there chasing all these little kids down, running them all around with the scanner? I can totally see that in my head. And what you have done for us and the company with all the millions of scans that you've done and the data that we now have to be able to have the Prysm IO. So thank you. And I cannot wait to see what you do next from here.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Thanks, Kim. Oh my gosh, you guys, that is incredible. So we just heard again from someone who has been in this business a long time, but someone who has built with the old scanner and is excited to run with Prysm IO. But now I want you to hear from someone who hasn't been with Nu Skin as long as Kim, but she is incredible. You guys, she is a 4-year Team Elite and also a 4-star Team Elite Platinum, COE1. And no, she doesn't have the experience of running with the old scanner and chasing little kids down, but I can't wait to hear what she's doing today to get ready for it with Prysm IO. So everyone, please welcome Amanda Carr.
Hi, Ricky. Oh my gosh, thank you for having me on here. And also, Kim, that story was making me tear up. So I'm like, wait, how am I supposed to go after Kim? Because that was truly such an incredible story. And you're so inspiring. And just, it's so great to actually hear your story for the first time. So again, like Ricky said, my story is definitely different. I'm more newer to the business. I actually did not start scanning or even be interested in the scanner until last fall on the Whistler trip. Let me back up first. So originally I joined Nu Skin in the heart of COVID. I was a labor and delivery nurse, if you don't know my story. And I actually joined because of the Lumi Spa. Our skin was not doing great in COVID, so those masks were, it was kind of just the Lumi fell into my lap, and it changed everything for me. So I ran my business completely different. It was all about skincare, and with my medical background, I just recently started getting into supplements, probably 2 years ago, and then that's when the scanner came about. And, for us, I'm going to be totally frank. With my medical background, I always was like kind of with big pharma. You know what I mean? Like pushed certain stuff because that's what I learned in nursing school. That's what I learned with my education. So supplements to me weren't really like something that I was going to dabble in because I'm like, what do you mean? There's a pill for every ill, And not to say that there isn't something that, is necessary for a medical condition, but I never thought of possibly using supplements to get off of medications that I was even on. So, fast forward, I heard about this scanner literally in Whistler. And I actually pulled Ricky aside. I'm like, Ricky, tell me a little bit about this scanner thing. And so she was kind of explaining it. And I was like, wow, that's amazing. Does it really work? And she's like, yeah, it really works. And so I did my research. And that's when I started on LifePak Nano. And I was able to, I was talking with Joanne and I was able to rent the scanner. I have it right here still. And I fell in love with it. I fell in love with the background, the research, everything about it. I'm like, why doesn't every doctor's office have this? Why doesn't everybody have this? And I'm like, okay, I can understand because these are hard to rent out. There's only, I think, 5,000 and, it costs money. You have to get the scans. It's a process to get people scanned. And I'm like, okay, there's the hiccup there. So I did my best on my end to educate my people and drive out to meet them, to scan them and see everything. um, but when I heard that this baby was coming out, I actually teared up because I'm like, are you kidding? Were they reading my mind that I was like, we need to have this handheld. We need to be able to sell this to people. And in my head, I'm like, yeah, it's going to be like $1,000. That's fine. It's worth it. And then to find out it's going to be much less than that, I was like, is this a joke? Like, will this actually work? Because this is next level. Because not just for like us and our lives, right? But our children's lives, our parents' lives. This is next level when it comes to our health because we have everything that backs it up. We have the supplements that are proven. Literally, if their results are not like certified, like scan certified, and you don't get those results, you get your money back guaranteed. I don't know what other, there isn't another supplement that can company out there that can say that, right? We are the only ones that can prove that our supplements work. And that in itself, I'm like, why isn't everyone doing this? This is like the biggest gold mine I've ever heard of. So basically, let me tell you how I'm going about this. I am big into education, but when it comes to being a nurse, when I would talk to my patients, I wouldn't throw out all these big language, medical terms that I learned. I would essentially dumb it down, right? I would talk on a human level because no one else, my patients didn't typically have the education that I had. So if I'm using these big words, they're gonna be like, I don't know what that means. They're gonna probably like nod their head and be like, okay. No, I'm gonna explain to them in human terms how, like what this means. So I'm doing the same thing when it comes to supplements and when it comes to the scanner. So first I have to explain what this does. How does it measure, right? Again, I'm dumbing it down for everybody. And then we talk about Well, what can solve the issue of your scan score? Well, we have all these supplements that work. All right. So I was actually talking to Ricky earlier. I was like, can I say this? I just want to make sure I can, because the way I really explain it to my customers is what I say is I talk about the fact of what free radicals are. If no one knows what free radicals are, please research it, but it's basically everything that's bad for our bodies, our cells typically. So that's pollution, that's stress, that's bad eating habits, that's like riding on an airplane a ton, that's like smoking, all the things that causes free radicals. And what do free radicals do? They attack our beautiful, healthy cells. All right. And nothing is there to protect our cells from these free radicals that will damage that cell except antioxidants. So think of antioxidants as like an army that's standing up against the free radicals that are trying to attack your cell, okay? Now, in order to get these antioxidants, like Ricky says, we have to eat the cups, those 4 cups of fruits and vegetables and stuff like that. And you have to make sure you're living a very healthy lifestyle. Um, the average American does not. I'm going to be totally honest with you. So with that being said, I would rather take these supplements to raise my antioxidant scores. Okay. Now, if you do not have antioxidants, let's just say it's low. When I first scanned myself, I was 27,000 from this scanner. And so I was in the orange and I was pissed. But what it told me is that I am more susceptible to having diseases later in my life: cancer, diabetes, heart disease, because I don't have anything that's protecting my cells. So if anything happens and I have all these stress and free radicals that are just attacking my cells, my chances of getting something later in life were much higher. And I was like, holy crap, that's insane. But I eat healthy, I work out, I don't smoke, I'm not obese, all these things. And yet somehow I still scored a 27,000. So that has to make you guys think that unless I'm supplementing with a ton of fruits and vegetables, I'm going to be completely honest with you, I'm not doing that because I am a mom of 2. I'm running my business. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to be able to take my supplement twice a day and raise my antioxidant scores on itself. Okay. So again, you obviously want to put a disclaimer when you're explaining free radicals and antioxidants, right? With the whole disease thing. You don't want to say, okay, LifePak Nano is going to solve this, and this. It's going to prevent all this, because that's not what it's doing. What it's doing is it's building your antioxidant levels to protect against the evil free radicals. I hope that makes sense. If not, try to do your research and really, really understand. Now, my approach with this, obviously, is to do the education, right? But then also the convenience, how this will change your lives. Because a lot of people are focused on like the things that they can feel, see quickly, right? For me, when I take my LifePak Nano, I don't necessarily feel any different. Maybe I'm not getting as sick as much, but that's why it's so important to almost explain why this is so important and to be able to test your antioxidant score, because a lot of people they want to see like new biome, boom. I feel immediately when I take that, I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, this is working, right? That's not this case really with LifePak Nano. The only way that you're able to see if it's actually working is this right here. And you can have this in your household. I started scanning my kids, guys. I am so mortified, embarrassed, hurt, all the things. I feel like the worst mom in the world because my kids scored red. They scored 20,000. And I was like, oh my gosh, as a mom, that just kills you. And the fact that I was able to check their scores. Well, guess what I did? I boosted so much fruit and vegetables into their diet. They're so mad at me. They're taking Jungables, all the things. And guess what? Their scores have already raised. They're now at 27,000. So you deserve to know what your health score is. You deserve to know what your children's health score is. I did the same thing with my parents. I said, you are checking your score right now. I don't care what else you take. You're checking your score. And I checked their score. My dad and my stepdad scored so bad. My mom She scored the best. She's in purple. Why? Because she eats a ton of fruits and vegetables. She's not even on supplements. But guess what that gave me? That gave me peace of mind that my mom is okay. She has the protection against the free radicals. So I feel like I'm like, okay, she's safe. That's how I view it. My stepdad and my dad, on the other hand, they're on life back Nana. Let's just say that. And my stepdad went from a 19,000 now to 46,000 in 3 months. Okay. He was the first person that was like, I don't believe this works. I don't believe it. He's gotten off all his other supplements. He's like, I'm just taking Life Pack Nano. I'm just taking this because this actually works. And he goes, and everybody needs to know about it. So again, this is going to change lives. We are going to make so many kids, elders, people so much healthier. And we don't have to get on medications and fix these. You're going to see people get off their medications. I'm not claiming that. Hold on, disclaimer. I'm not claiming that, but I'm saying they're going to be healthier. Okay. So this will change lives. My approach again is like getting online, talking about that, educating, really building the hype that this is going to be coming out. But also I have been going to doctors' offices. I've been going to OBGYN's offices, anybody I can talk to and saying, you need to listen to me. You can change your patients' lives. Not only can this be beneficial, monetization wise, but let's really talk about like why you started becoming a doctor in the first place. It was to help people, right? Not just put band-aids on people, you know? So let's like fix the root problem here. And so with this, I know not only is it going to change my business, but it's going to change so many lives. That's it.
Oh my goodness. Amanda, if you could see the chat right now, everyone's like chills. Oh my goodness. Look at my score. Can't wait to reshare this. You were incredible. Thank you so much for sharing today. And I cannot wait to see what this does for you and your business and also to keeping those dads and stepdads and kids healthy, right? Because your mom's good to go.
My mom's good. She's like my safe one.
Awesome. Thank you, Amanda. You
Thanks.
guys, this is incredible how these two unique women are using use the scanner, but now Prysm IO in their business and in their life to help others. Now, remember, you guys, you even know that Kim and Amanda do have that background, and that's probably why they really love it today of medicine, medical world. They do have that background, but you don't have to. What you have to do, and I saw people in the chat, they said, my score went from 17,000 to 34,000. My score did this to this. That is what you need. You need to be able to speak from the heart and share what these supplements have done for you. And you can prove it. Nobody else can. You can prove it by your scan score. Okay. So remember, I said I started in the red. I didn't know why. I think I was with Joe Chang and he said, take youth. So I started taking youth. My scanner score went up. When you see results, what is that going to make a consumer do? Well, now I want to take more supplements. So I added in Life Pack Nano. But guess what? You're supposed to take 2 of those a day. I didn't want to. So I started taking 1 a day, 1 packet a day. Guess what? My scan score went up. So again, when you see results, what is your consumer going to do? Now I take 2 packets a day, and now I take all the products that are scanner certified, plus all of the other ones that are going to reduce that oxidative stress because I saw the results. And that is what is going to set us apart. So let's talk about timeline and what you need to do to get ready. Lots of questions about the recording. You guys, we are actually streaming live right now into our Facebook groups. We have our US Facebook group and we have our Canada Facebook group. So you can immediately jump off and go rewatch it right there. And those will be there. They're always there for 30 days. And you can rewatch it if you want to, or tag your team and have your team watch it as well. But let's go to the next slide and see our call to action, what we need to do to get ready for this. Okay, so first, if you're thinking, oh my goodness, Ricky, I've never been scanned before. How do I get scanned? First, call your upline. Maybe they're near you and they have an old scanner and they can come get you scanned. I don't want to say old, that sounds bad. If they have an S3, they can come get you scanned. Or if you are close with one of your Team Elite Platinums or your Team Elites in September, call them, go get scanned. Or come join us in Provo, Utah for live. You guys, we have incredible speakers. You just heard two field speakers today. I think we have about 12 other leaders that are going to be sharing live on stage here in Provo, Utah, and you can get scanned here. Now, guess what? If you're like, Ricky, I want to scan other people. I want to get my team scanned, my friends scanned, prospect scans before it's rolled out. What can I do? Well, we're also going to have a tour here at the corporate office. We're going to come to 6 major cities in the U.S. where most affiliates are populated near these cities. And we're going to do an evening event on these dates, the 29th in Toronto, the 30th in New York, the 4th in Atlanta, 5th in Dallas, the 12th in Chicago, and the 13th in LA. And of course, we're going to have tons of scanners there and be sharing about the science behind it, plus the opportunity behind it as well. Then keep running to earn your very own. Those limited edition ones are going to be available in November. And then next up is anyone who is a brand rep or higher as of December 1st will be able to get it in December. So you guys, right now, we have time. It's only August. So that means you have September and October and November to get out there, recruit somebody, and help them get to brand rep, and they will have an opportunity to get one as well. So how many brand reps are you going to add between now and December 1st? There's a sense of urgency there, guys, right? Who's going to be the first to have these and be able to scan your network? Okay. Call to action. I think I just said all of this in the last slide. You guys, we also did an August broadcast. If you haven't seen it yet, the QR code is there online. Again, thank you for Amanda and Kim for sharing their incredible stories and their excitement on how they're going to be running with the Prysm IO. And let's get ready to be the largest wellness and beauty company out there. All right, you guys, take care.